It's another one. Calm Your Mental Family. What's up? Welcome. I'm your host, A Free Bird. Just floating in with a quick, hopefully encouraging message to you. Shout out to this dope beat being supplied by Lo-Fi Geek. Just some chill hip-hop beats. We appreciate it. So man, I'm just coming in off of 3 flights. We had an early morning today. Started at 3 a.m. I'm down here in LA for a second and just took an amazing walk. It is a beautiful day outside. The sky is blue and you can actually see it, and there's a beautiful ocean breeze coming in. The streets are busy with activity, cars driving to and fro. It's around lunchtime, so you got the lunch crowd out there. You got people walking. Totally my vibe. So yeah, I'm super grateful and just sitting in my gratitude, and wanted to pop on real quick and talk about how we get more of what we want to experience. And in a previous episode, I touched on just the art of gratitude and understanding that the universe, this lovely universe, is always ever reflecting back what we are giving it. And I know that can sound very simplified, right? But it's basically, we're generating this energy, right? Which then the universe receives, right? And then it's processing what we're giving it and creating a reality, situations, experiences that match what we give it. And it makes me think of obviously the art of planting seeds. What we put in the ground is going to grow. And our thoughts, our energy, our seeds that are ever being put into the universe, and whatever we give it is what's going to grow. So I want to talk a little bit about just posturing ourselves to receive. Because a lot of us stay in a mode of giving, right? And so our energy is never available to receive anything because we're always in a push mode. And so when I talk about posturing, I mean literally positioning yourself in such a way energetically that you're open to receive. We're so good at maybe asking, right, and wanting things. But are we really truly available energetically to receive those things that we ask for? And so how do we posture ourselves to receive? Well, first, be willing, right? You've got to put yourself in a mind state of, all right, yeah, I'm going to let this thing come towards me. And I feel the easiest way to practice and learn how to be receptive to things is to sit in your yes energy. Just think about how it feels to say yes to something that you want. Yes is the opening. And so if you learn how to sit in that energy of yes, then what you do is you invite the goodness that life has in. You give it an opening. And once you can do that regularly, you'll learn to live in that energy of yes. But it is certainly a practice, right? So I want us to learn how to practice that more often. Meditation is wonderful. Learning how to sit in that energy of, yes, I'm open. Yes, bring me more opportunities. Yes, bring me more experiences. And there really truly is a parallel with the art of gratitude, right? And you can bounce back and forth from one to the other of that yes, to that, wow, thank you. Wow, that was amazing. Wow, that felt so good. This is so refreshing. And then once you get those down, those feelings down, feeling how you feel when you express those things, you can then start to manifest on a grander scale, a grander level. And then more consistently vibrate at a higher frequency. Does that mean that you dodge all bad things? Absolutely not. And I was pondering that, because we're not really conditioned. I mean, if we're going to talk about conditioning, I don't think we're conditioned well to just ride the waves of life. And I would say that there is more good that we experience than bad, but we tend to focus on the bad, especially if we've ever been caught by surprise, right? We've been riding a high wave and something fucked up happens, right, in our lives, and it just takes us down. Even if that thing is like a temporary takedown or a temporary disappointment, it can drag us down for days, months, weeks. Until we can get back on a high or just a regular note again. And I kind of hate that about just the way that we are not prepared for that sort of thing in life. It's like you'd think growing up, especially in maybe elementary school, that they would be better at teaching us how to ride those waves. It's just like death and how they don't really go over that in school early on. And so when death happens, we're also triggered and devastated by it, instead of being able to roll with the understanding that it is indeed a part of life, whether it's a physical death of someone or the nature of our own deaths that are constantly going on as we evolve and grow. It's why many of us repel change, why we're so repulsed to the idea of change, and we reject it so much. It's because those are the subjects that are avoided instead of embraced. Again, they have so many opportunities in our youth to teach us these things so that we are maybe more resilient without having to be jolted by something unfortunate or tragic. It would also, I think, help us become more flexible, which you need. I mean, it's just a part of life. Shit is always changing. But that does not mean that you can't have a good life. And even though shit is always changing and things are happening, there's a lot of good going on. And if we could just embrace those downs when they come, those little rifts when they come, I think we could accomplish more. At perhaps a quicker pace. One thing I've learned, though, more in my latter years, it's like, dude, you can be both. You can do both. You can grieve at the same time as you are laughing, celebrating, embracing new things. You can feel the pain of sadness, embracing it fully while still moving forward, knowing that whatever has happened, you can't change. And so, yeah, mourning that is necessary. But it's also okay to laugh and recover and not hold yourself in that dark place. Surely resilience will come of it. But that's just the bright side. And you know, just as there is a dark side to many things, there is a bright side. And I actually want to share an entry from a devotional that I've been reading, because I thought it was really super cool and it was so in alignment, which is crazy. It was in alignment with how my morning started in the air. I caught a really good glimpse of sunrise in the air. And it was like, as sunrise was peaking, the darkness was disappearing, but it was like the sunrise and the darkness had met. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful scene for me to capture on my phone. But then I opened up my devotional and it was like so in alignment. So let me just read the last little part of it. It says, that night, flying over the dark continent, I learned it's not dark everywhere at 3:48 a.m. In fact, where God lives, it's not dark ever. I guess the way you see that hour just depends on the perspective you have when taking it in. And I thought that was a beautiful passage. I'll add to that, not only does it depend on the perspective you have when taking it in, but where you're seated. And where you're seated will determine what you see. Maybe you'll see more dark than light. Or maybe you'll see more light than dark. But I can guarantee where you're seated will change depending on the time of day or night. And we should consider that just when going through life's ups and downs. Is this situation, circumstance gonna last forever? Or will my seating change? Will my seating assignment change? And what will that experience, that situation, look like from a different angle, from a different seat? I know that what we're going through can feel shittier depending on where we are in our life, who we're with, what's going on. But this is your reminder that it's most likely temporary. And that most of the time, the key to changing our seat, our perspective, our view is changing our mind, changing how we see a thing. You know, when I think of the sunrise this morning, I can only imagine how the sunrise looked from a different angle, from a different altitude. Perhaps from one seated on the moon or a different planet, as opposed to maybe how it looked from on the ground. I was in a plane, but there's a zillion other views and perspectives from a zillion different angles. And that's just life, right? I can be in one place and see the same thing you're looking at in a whole different way. And there's a pro and con to that, right? Because depending on your life and your life experience, you might see a thing in a completely pessimistic way, and me optimistic. But the pro of that is You can change your mind. You can come sit where I'm sitting and see what I see. Vice versa. The situation may not change, but your mind can change the situation and how it affects you. Life will always be lifing, but there's so much opportunity to shift it in your favor. Now, it might take a little grief and grit and a decision on your part to keep going until it shifts towards you. But I am of the belief and will continue to be an advocate that it can change for you, just as it has and continues for me. Remember, I'm the girl who had multiple surgeries from childhood on, who was told there was no cure, that I would just have to live with my pain, and that I would have to rely on doctors for the answers. At the moment I decided there's gotta be more. I don't want my health, my future to be dependent on what these doctors tell me. There's gotta be more. There's gotta be other solutions. The moment I decided to believe that there was another solution for me, those solutions started to show up. And not just one, many. The moment I decided that I didn't have to stay at a job that I didn't like, that I didn't have to just do a good job and get paid to do something I didn't believe in, the moment I decided that I didn't have to work a 9-to-5, that I could do something that was unorthodox, that I could get paid to do what I love, those opportunities and possibilities started to present themselves. The moment I believed is when it changed for me. You've got this. Whatever you think is impossible to do has been done. Well, that was refreshing. I hope you found this love note helpful. I actually needed it. I needed to get it off. Truly thankful to God that I could use this platform to pour into you. It does its thing for me too. So shout out to you for giving yourself a chance to see something different. Look at the same situation in a different light, from a different perch, from a different angle. And let it bring you something new. All right, Calm Your Mental fam. On that note, that is all I have for now. Until next time.